Are you looking for a way to create just one more chance with that special person? Maybe when the two of you were together, you spoke about marriage and kids and pets and where you were going to live, and there were so many amazing plans that you want to see happen. Well, if that is the case, then you need to watch to the end of this video, and let me tell you why. In this video, I'm going to be explaining how everyone is you pushed out and how you can utilize that concept to be able to create the relationship with your specific person that you've always wanted to experience. This video is going to help you understand how to create that second chance so you can have them once and for all to do everything that you've wanted to do. So if that's something that you feel you need and you are ready to break through the barrier of no contact or the breakup or whatever it is, then you need to watch to the end of this video. Hi everyone, my name is Matthew, and from this moment forward, I am going to be your best manifestation coach. Now, I show up 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, to give you the best and most amazing manifestation advice and information. So if that's something that you feel you need in a channel, somewhere you can go back to that is reliable for you, drop me a like and a comment on this video just to let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to click that bell icon. And if you feel you need any one-to-one help to break through the barriers of your reality, down below in the comment section and the description are the links to my services where I can help you with just that. But thank you so much for your time. Now let's get into this video. Now I would like to start with an explanation of what everyone is you pushed out is not, because I think that confuses a fair few people, and rightfully so. But everyone is you pushed out does not mean that they are literally you. Meaning that if you like bananas, they have to like bananas. And on the flip side of that, if they've got narcissistic tendencies, that you're a narcissist. It merely means that they are a reflection of your internal world pushed out. They are not a carbon copy of you that you're just seeing over and over and over and over and over again. They are an individual that shows up for you based on what you assume to be true about you, about relationships in this instance, and about them. So when it comes to everyone as you pushed out, what it means is they are not independent of you because you're the one shifting realities through consciousness. It means that they show up however you decide them to through what you allow into consciousness, what you assume to be true for you, relationships, and them, as I just mentioned. So how can we make this work for you then? Well, if they're showing up a certain way, there will be stories that you have going on internally that are creating them in that way. Let me give you an example of each category that I mentioned: you, relationships, and them. You may have the belief that you're not good enough for a healthy relationship. So therefore, this person shows up proving that to you by being an asshat, as an example. It's not because they are an asshat specifically, it's because you have the assumptions that you're not good enough to have that healthy relationship, so you shift into a reality in which you experience that. Them being an asshat shows you that you're not good enough for anything more, as an example. Relationships. You may have the assumption that all relationships end in heartbreak because you've had some bad experiences prior. So even if you may have like an amazing relationship, you may have experienced some heartbreak from it. And that's because these stories played out because they are only reflecting your assumptions regarding relationships. Or about them, if you have the belief that they're just not ready to fully commit, that's how they'll show up for you. But this also works the other way around as well. If you have the assumption that you are good enough for a healthy relationship, people will show up left, right, and center to try and give you that. If you have the view that relationships are healthy and full of joy and fulfillment, you'll find yourself experiencing relationships that are healthy and full of joy and fulfillment. If you have the view that this other person is ready and willing to commit and settle down, they'll be throwing themselves at you. Rings left, right, and center, or requesting a ring left, right, and center. They show up for you how your subconscious mind has been told that an individual that you are in a romantic relationship with should show up for you. So we can make that work for you and actually create the outcome with your person that you desire to experience by changing those stories. Now, I know many people get tripped up on things like, if they said that they were done, and once they're done, how can I ever get them back? So on and so forth. The only reason why that would be true is because you're assuming it to be true. You're assuming because they've said that this won't work, which in and of itself is assuming that this won't work because they've said that. I know that sounds kind of repetitive, but you get what I mean. You only experience it because it is part of your assumptions, and your assumptions create the reality that you experience. So if from this moment forward you were to decide, I'm no longer going to invest my time and energy in saying or thinking or repeating, because they've said that they don't get back with exes, this won't work. And instead, I'm only going to invest my time and energy and assumptions into, we are together. They presented themselves to me in a loving and romantic way. They're showing up for me how I desire, and things like that. With commitment and consistency in this, you will override that story within your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind will go, okay, we've got a new story here. Who's necessary to be changed? Rob over there. Rob is our ex. But now, actually, no, they're not an ex because we're saying that we're in a relationship with them. Let me build the bridge to make that happen. Obviously, that's a very rambly and sort of silly example. But that's what it does. It doesn't say, oh, hang on a minute. You're saying you're in a relationship, but I can see that you and Rob aren't together. Your subconscious mind doesn't see what Rob is doing. It only sees what you're feeding it through consciousness. So even if Rob was on the other side of like the planet, sitting there like doing something completely different, irrelevant to you, if you were going inward and saying, I'm with Rob right now, we're amazing, everything is amazing, then that's what your subconscious mind will take in. So make this work for you. Start shifting those assumptions regarding yourself to make sure that you are the greatest package you can be. Relationships, to make sure you're experiencing the greatest of relationships that you can. And your specific person, to make sure you're experiencing the greatest version of them. If you want to be able to have an actionable way to do this, I recommend getting a pen and paper, or 3 sheets of paper if you don't have a pad, notepad or something. And on top of each one, write me, and then on the next one, relationships, and then on the next one, specific person. And then underneath, you're going to write all of the genuine and realistic reasons why you can't have it. I say that because if you don't like pizza, but Sarah does, that's probably not a reason that you two wouldn't be together. And therefore, it's not really an assumption that you need to shift that. Like, it doesn't really matter, let her not like pizza, let yourself like pizza, doesn't matter. But if you have the assumption of she won't come back because of X, why she breaks up with people, they don't get back together, that's what you're going to write. But write down all the things about you where you feel you can't have this, or what you assume about the situation that say that you can't have this. Write down all the things you have regarding relationships that state that you can't have this or why you wouldn't get this. And same thing for your specific person. Next to that, write out the inverse. So if it's once she breaks up with you, she has no interest in getting back with you, that's the story that's been stopping her from coming back. That's the assumption you have that is being pushed out onto her, which is why she won't show up for you. Next to that, simply write what you would prefer to be true instead. If you wanted to include reality, you could say, regardless of her unwillingness to get back with exes, she made the exception for me and we're now together. Or you could just skip it altogether and say, I am in a loving relationship with Sarah, and this helps feed that story. But you're going to do this with each and everything, and then you're going to cross out the one that you no longer wish to be true. You're going to create the visual representation that that is no longer your reality, so it's crossed out, but instead this new story is. What you're going to want to do from there is whenever you notice yourself thinking about Sarah or Rob, you're going to stop for a moment and say, okay, am I thinking in alignment with my old beliefs? If yes, what is that new one? What did I write next to this old belief that I should be investing my energy in now? And then you're going to start investing your time and energy into that instead. So if you notice yourself thinking, she said that once she breaks up, she doesn't get back with people, you've got to stop and say, actually, no, that's not true for me anymore, because we're already together. Or because regardless of that fact, she made the exception for me and we're now together anyway. So what am I worried about? Take a few deep breaths, repeat yourself like, oh, I'm in a loving relationship, I'm in a loving relationship, I'm in a loving relationship. Maybe see it in your mind's eye if you prefer visualization. Get yourself feeling good and go on with your day. And what this is going to do is it's going to slowly flush out and overwrite what your subconscious mind holds as true regarding your reality. And it's going to push it out onto them. Because your new assumptions will be that of we are together, or regardless of what she said, we are still together anyway. That is going to get pushed out and she will show up reflecting that because she is your consciousness pushed out. Or he, obviously. But what you do in here gets expressed out there. So if you don't like what you're currently experiencing, stop doing and investing your time and energy into what keeps creating it, and instead get an understanding of what you wish to be true instead of that, and go and invest your time and energy into that. And this is a rinse and repeat process of residing within the awareness of having and redirecting back to the space of having when your mind has veered off towards an undesired outcome. And if you can stay consistent and committed to this and choose to trust in your inner world as opposed to your external world, because of everyone is you pushed out, everyone is your thoughts and assumptions pushed out, not literally a carbon copy of you, but because everyone is your thoughts and assumptions pushed out, they will have to reflect that, showing up for you in the way in which you desire. I really hope this video has helped. If it has, drop me a like and a comment to let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to click that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos that will change your life. And if you need any one-to-one help with your situation, down below in the comment section and the description are the links to my services where I can help you with just that. But thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.